Imagine a leader so powerful he could summon the world's most luxurious brands to a remote jungle village. A man who owned palaces across Europe, a fleet of Mercedes, and even chartered the Concorde jet for shopping sprees. This isn't a character from a movie. This was MOBUTU SESE SEKO, the ruler of Zaire, now the Democratic Republic of Congo. His story is a jaw-dropping tale of how absolute power can corrupt absolutely. Born Joseph Desire Mobutu, he started his career as a journalist and army sergeant. He was charismatic, intelligent, and incredibly ambitious. During the turbulent days of Congo's independence from Belgium in 1960, he saw his chance. Backed by Western powers who feared Soviet influence in the region, Mobutu seized control in a coup. He promised stability and a new African identity. He renamed the country Zaire, changed his own name to MOBUTU SESE SEKO Kuku Ingbandu Wazabaga, meaning the all-powerful warrior who, because of his endurance and inflexible will to win, goes from conquest to conquest, leaving fire in his wake, and forced citizens to adopt authentic African names. For a time, it seemed like he was delivering. Zaire was rich in natural resources like copper, cobalt, and diamonds. The economy was booming, and Mobutu presented himself as a champion of Africa on the world stage. He hosted legendary events, like the Rumble in the Jungle boxing match between Muhammad Ali and George Foreman in 1974. This put Zaire on the map and cemented Mobutu's image as a larger-than-life figure. He built a lavish Versailles in the jungle in his home village of Jebel, complete with multiple palaces, a 5-star hotel, and an international airport with a runway long enough to land the Concorde. But behind this glamorous facade, a darker reality was unfolding. Mobutu wasn't building a nation. He was building a personal piggy bank. He treated the national treasury as his own, siphoning off billions of dollars. This system became known as kleptocracy, or rule by thieves. While he and his inner circle lived in unimaginable luxury, the people of Zaire suffered. Roads crumbled, hospitals ran out of medicine, and schools fell into disrepair. The country's vast mineral wealth enriched a tiny elite, leaving the majority in extreme poverty. To maintain his grip on power, Mobutu created a brutal and effective security apparatus. Dissent was crushed, political opponents were jailed or disappeared, and a culture of fear permeated society. He was a master of political theater, constantly shuffling his cabinet to prevent anyone from becoming powerful enough to challenge him. He famously said, "I have no one to trust because they all want to steal. So I have to steal first, faster, and more than them." This quote perfectly encapsulates his cynical approach to governance. The end of the Cold War spelled the beginning of the end for Mobutu. Without the threat of communism, his Western allies no longer had a reason to prop him up. They began to pressure him for democratic reforms and an end to corruption. At the same time, internal opposition grew bolder. By the mid-1990s, with his health failing and his country in ruins, his power was slipping away. The final blow came in 1996 when a rebellion led by Laurent Desire Kabila, backed by neighboring countries, swept across Zaire. Mobutu's once feared army, demoralized and unpaid, collapsed. In May 1997, Mobutu fled into exile, a shadow of his former self. He died of cancer just a few months later in Morocco. He left behind a legacy of economic collapse, political instability, and a nation plundered of its potential. The story of Mobutu is a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked power and the devastating human cost of corruption. What do you think? How can a country recover from such a legacy? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories from history.